Hey guys, welcome back to another Lore League to Legend. Today we have cup game and a league game. I think the league game's first against Morton, and then it's the Trust Trophy. Since you're last with us, we actually get put out of the Scottish Cup, but we'll go back to our last match. Our last match was Dundee, I think we seen. So we then beat Falkirk and Arbroath, all in the league, and then we drew with Dundee and Dunfermline, and then we suffered the first league defeat of the season away to Queen's Park. We were absolutely diabolical in that game. Players just never turned up at all. But we then went and smashed five past Wraith. So I was getting into this match against Cove Rangers with a lot of expectations to win it because they're in League One, but they scored pretty early on and they just sat back. We literally pounded them for the rest of the game and we just couldn't get that goal. So that leads us up to today's two matches. So we've got Morton and then we've got Ayr and the Trust Trophy. And their side that we just struggled to beat in the last time we played them. So it's going to be a tough one to get through in that one. Transfers, we are signing this striker because Danny Mullen wasn't getting the game time that he was wanting and he wanted to leave. He says he had grown out of the club and he basically thinks he's bigger than Dumbarton and he wanted to leave to do more of his career. So he's joining Arbroath, who are 8th in the same league that we're in. So I don't see that as a jump up or even a sideways step. I think he's took 10 steps backwards. But if he wants to do that, that's fine by me. So we're signing this guy as basically his replacement. He's 19 years old. He can play out in the wing, but he can also play up front. So that's where he's going to be playing for us. He's coming in, 19-year-old. He's not played any this season for Dundee United. He played a few last season, but that's about it. But I don't think anybody else has come in or left. No. So this is what the league table is looking like. We are still smashing the league. We are 8 points ahead of Dundee, and we could actually stretch that to 11 points if we win today's game against Morton. We've still got the top goal scorer in the league and highest rating in assists and player of the match. So that is all hunky dory. So everything seems to be going well in that. We could beat. I was devastated that we could beat off of Cove Rangers and that. And obviously know we're beat in the Premier Sports Cup. So let's just get stuck into this Morton game. So this is the team that we're going to send out against Morton. We've got Hubert in goals, Goldie, Grayson, Kelly, Pelamati in defence, Sutherland, Splain, McCalmont in the midfield, Patterson and Ashford out in the wings, and Bear up top. I don't know why. I've got a funny feeling about this game. I think it's going to be a tough one for us. I hope it's not. I hope we get 3 points getting into this. Whatever this cup's called, the Trust Trophy, is it? I would like to go into that on back of a win rather than a defeat. But who knows? But Ashford is in, and he should have finished that. That'd have been the quickest goal of the save so far, I think, 30 odd seconds. But there's another chance inside 3 minutes here. And Morton are the ones that've got the ball, but Patterson steals it off them. Bear now plays in McCalmont and he hits it over. Just lacking that bit of composure in the first few minutes of this game. We're actually needing Bear to get in behind because I think he would have finished the two chances, but he seems to be creating the chances. Patterson's in and he smashes that wide. That'd have been a fantastic goal if he managed to get that in the back of the net. McGee now for Morton, and McGee scores for Morton. Their first chance of the game, and I'm not going to lie, it was a pretty good goal. I'd never expected him to score from there, but probably from that distance, I think the keeper should have probably had it covered. But this is basically what happened in that Cove Rangers game. Like, they had one chance that we seen, they scored that, and the rest of the highlights was us. The match went on for ages. We absolutely pounded them, and we just could not get in. And they've just scored a second one here. Not gonna lie, that was a good header, but from that distance, again, from a header, I don't think the goalkeeper should be getting beat there. So I'm going to scream at the team because I was a bit late for that. But that was definitely not far, not good enough for us. And they're up 3-0 now. So I think we're going to need to change some things here. I think we're going to go for the diamond. Can Patterson play? Where can Patterson actually play? So who can play as that? Scott Robertson can play in there. We'll bring Renfrew on. And Perry can come on as well. And in fact, if we have another striker, in fact, I think I might just do that actually. And I'm going to go for this one. So you can play as pressing forward. You like to play as a pressing forward. And I want to go all out attack. So let's just go for it. The game is practically done. We've got nothing else to lose here. Let's just go for it. Go balls to the wall. And see if we can create some chances. Which we're not doing. Morton are the ones with the highlight here. But we picked the ball up. The match would have been totally different if it was Bear that was on the end of the 2 chances right at the start. But unlucky for us, they fell to 2 players that just don't have the composure for that. And the whole game just changed as soon as they got their goal. They're in behind again, but Hubert makes the save. I can't believe we've went all out attacks since about 50 odd minutes and we haven't had a highlight. This has been another shocker from us. But maybe this is teams starting to figure us out the way it happened last season. It has started a wee bit earlier this season. So we're not on the best run of form here. We have 1 and 6. So I'm hoping that we go into this Ayr game and we smash a good few goals past Ayr. But anyway, I'll be back in just a second when we take on Ayr in the Trust Trophy. Right, so this is the team we're going to send out against Ayr in the Trust Trophy. We've got Hubert and goals, Renfrew, Ewan, Grayson, Pelamati at the back, Perry, Splain, McAlmont in midfield, Patterson and Ashford out in the wings, and Bear up top. So we're coming into this game on a really, really bad run of form. So this game could literally go anyway. And as I said, the last time we played Ayr, we were victorious 5-4, I think it was, and I'm not going to lie, it was a very lucky 5-4. Very, very lucky indeed. But Grayson with the corner, I don't know why our centre back is taking the corner. Strange. Might need to fix that. If nothing happens before 20 minutes, we will demand more. Ayr are now in down the left. Oh, that was a mistake, but we managed to clear it. Pelamati now could maybe start a break. Oh, McCalmont's in, and he just runs that straight into the keeper. That was a bad touch. I'm just going to demand more. It's only a minute to 20 minutes. Renfrew couldn't win that header, but Hubert makes that save, as he should be doing. We have been by far the better team, but we've seen many a times we've been the better team and the other team gets that goal, go ahead, and then we just lose the plot. But I was unlucky from Bear, but he was offside anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't think the touch or he ran too wide with it, so it would have been a fantastic finish if he managed to finish from there. And they're in behind now, but Hubert makes a great save. At half time, nothing each. I would have ideally wanted a 1-0 lead at the half. We have had chances. We've got the possession. Bears' form seems to have dropped off the side of a cliff as well. It's now 60 minutes, and in fact, we'll see this highlight. Patterson now starts to break. Can he do anything? He's not really done anything lately either. Can he find the cross? He crosses it in to Ashford, who's in, and the ball manages to get through the goalkeeper. Ashford puts his 1-0 up. So that was a really good counter-attack. Mullen can come on for Bear because he's done nothing in this game. I think we'll take off Patterson for... In fact, we'll take off Ashford because he's more tired. And Robertson for Spillane. Having a 1-0 lead this late in the game is not ideal. But it's just the match just seems to be fizzling out. Oh, we've got a chance. Armstrong now crosses it in, but now Ayer's going to counter attack us. I should have kept my mouth shut. Perry tackles well, but gets back to them, but Renfrew clears it. Robertson now intercepts, plays through Mullen, plays out the wing to Patterson. Can he find the cross? He gets it to Armstrong to Calmont. McCalmont, sorry, not Calmont. He smashes it into the back of the net. That should be it done and dusted. Ewan now plays it over the top to Mullen, who smashes it right at the keeper. Keeper makes a decent save, but goes out for a corner to us. We've not scored from a corner for a while. I don't actually think we've scored a corner since Stevenson left us last season. But surely this is the last highlight. And it is, and Ayr score it. So I'm hoping as soon as we kick off, the match is done, and it is, thankfully. So we managed to, I would say, kind of scrape through that match, but we got through it in the end, which is decent, I suppose. So we've now got a quarter final, and we've got a quarter final against Partick Thistle. So the next episode will probably be Partick Thistle. We're not really in the... Well, we're not in the Scottish Cup, so I might as well show you the Trust Trophy run that we're on. It could end with Partick Thistle. Partick Thistle is in the league below, but as you know, they did give us quite a few good games last season. So we'll come back for Partick Thistle and the Arbroath match, and then we'll just need to see where we go from there. So at the end of that episode, this is how everything's looking. We're still 8 points ahead of Dundee. We've lost 2 matches now, and our run of form is not the best. So hopefully between now and the next episode, we can fling some wins together and get back to winning ways. So if you like this episode in any way, please leave a like down below. If you would like to see more Football Manager 23 content in the channel, please subscribe, turn your notifications on, and thank you very much for watching.